Japan Dyno, the best of Japan to you. Howdy, this is Andy of Japan Dyno, and I have for you an HKS Super SQV blow-off valve made by the HKS company of Japan. This is a standard blow-off valve that can be used with any turbo vehicle. It is a non-vehicle specific blow-off valve with an adjustable spring at the back. The flange here, including the bracket, is specific for the BH5 Legacy, although the actual flange is used with many vehicles, including the FT3S, JZA80 Supra, and many others. But the combination of the flange and the bracket is specific for the BH5 as part of the BH5 kit, BH5 Legacy. Okay, the blow-off valve here is the later version of the Super SQV. There were no changes made apart from the fact that it is lacquered. So it has that gold lacquer on the outside of the Super SQV. One of the problems HKS found over the long term is that many of the valves oxidized due to electron transfer. So there is a spring little O-ring or C-ring clip in there that holds the valve into the flange. And of course it's made of steel, and it will rust a little bit. And due to electron transfer, some of it caused the actual billet aluminum that the SQV is made from, the Super SQV is made from, to rust a little and to become a little marked and things. So a way of overcoming that was to completely cut out any oxygen contact with the body of the valve by applying the lacquer that you can see in the shot here. Okay, moving on to further photos. Okay, close-up of the valve. Okay, so it's a diaphragm type. It has a diaphragm incorporated in this area here, and there is a spring resisting the movement of the diaphragm backwards. This little nipple here connects to the inner manifold vacuum. So during gear changes and when there's no load on the engine, there can be a vacuum in the inner manifold that tugs on the diaphragm, as well as pushing on the diaphragm is the boost pressure from below the valve. The combination, when it's enough to overcome the tension on the spring, will move the diaphragm backwards, which pulls a small piston in here backwards and releases sound through the trumpet. Okay, moving on from the other side, showing the complete kit with the bracket and harness for the BH5 Legacy. Again, the nipple for the inner manifold, the adjustment bolt for the spring with locking nut, and the main body of the valve. Okay, close up from that side and from behind. Fortunately, a little bit out of focus, but again, there you can see the nipple, and this is the area where the diaphragm is incorporated and the spring in here. And finally, from the front, you can see that distinctive purple color of the trumpet. This is where the sound is released. When this little valve is tugged backwards, the air is forced through a very small gap here, which gives it that distinctive singing HKS SQV sound. So this is the very distinctive look of the HKS Super Sequential Blow-Off Valve. Okay, made in Japan by the HKS company. Thank you. In order to serve you better, we have our website at www.japandyno.com, as well as our blog, the Japan Dyno Daily Fix, where we feature items of special interest. Look forward to seeing you there.